everyone. Today I wanted to talk about the confusion we feel when we feel responsible for other people's feelings. It's first of all, it's a leftover from childhood, right? When we were helpless and dependent fully on our caregivers, we took it upon ourselves to somehow manage their moods and their expectations, thinking that our well-being depended on it. And when we continue with this as grown-ups, what happens is that we continue being so concerned about other grown-ups' feelings, yet we ignore our own. So, for example, I had a conversation with one of my clients yesterday where she was talking about her resentment and frustration because she was asked by her family members on several occasions last week to do something that she really didn't feel like she wanted to, and yet she didn't feel that she could say no. As a result, she felt like she was not given a choice. And the thing is that we always have a choice. As grown-ups, we always have a choice. Whenever we feel we don't have a choice, we give our power away. We always have a choice. We have a choice to say no or to say yes, right? We have a choice. It's just that because the decision we make goes from that childish, immature tendency to please others or be afraid about their impression of who we are not in contact with our own desire. So we are so concerned once again about how they will perceive us and what they will feel that we're not aware of the fact that our own feelings are constantly speaking to us and constantly guide us and constantly give us messages and direction. So when we are focused on the outside world or other people's feelings, we abandon ourselves and we betray ourselves. And then there is this constant microaggression to ourselves. And that is what then leads to so much other unhappiness, so much other frustration, and an accumulation of negative processes within our bodies that sooner or later do, break out of us as a volcano where we then regret our choices. So turning our focus on ourselves, understanding that we are not responsible for anyone else's feelings but our own, it doesn't mean that we'll be this horrible person and make everyone miserable, because that's not who we are, right? Most of us want to be good. That's why we override our own feelings so frequently. But when we start understanding that our body is constantly speaking to us, and when we start understanding that responsibility for our feeling is our own, then we don't have to worry about, well, don't they know, for example, this single mother of several children, she was like, don't they know how busy I am? Don't they understand how much I have going on? And actually, maybe they don't. Maybe they don't, because they're concerned with their own life, and they had stuff going on, and they had choices. One of the choices was to address you, to help them. And if you said no, they would have gone to someone else, right? So because we're out of touch with our own feelings and try to manage other people's feelings, then we get angry at them for not having considered us. But it's nobody's responsibility but our own. Of course, there is a minimum of expectation when we're in relationships that other people don't harm us. But other people have the right to ask us for help, and we have the right to say yes or no genuinely. When we say yes to help genuinely, we actually show up from abundance, and we have the energy to help, and it leaves everyone feeling wonderful and full of joy and happiness and abundance. When we say yes but feel no, we come in as resentful, and we leave that energetic trace where we go. So just wanted to remind you that it's nobody's responsibility to take care of you or your emotions when you're grown up. Your emotions are yours, your responsibility, because nobody actually knows what you're feeling. Nobody lives in your body. Nobody understands your feelings. Look, even you don't, right? Even we don't. Until we have that trained ourselves to be an aware human being, really aware of our processes and understanding where our feelings and thoughts and beliefs and reactions come from, we don't even know ourselves. So certainly we have no idea what other people are going through. And the only thing we may know is our own projection. So stop managing other people's feelings. Yes, be a person who doesn't create or do any harm to anyone, of course. But remember that your taking care of your feelings is your responsibility. And if you really don't want to do something, learn to say no, so that people understand who you are and you are clear on who you are as well. Nobody is responsible for what's happening in your body. Just like you are not really responsible for what's happening, in other people's body. Yes, they have the right to ask, and you have the right to say yes or no. But checking with yourself first, not because you're so concerned about how they will take it. So just a little something for you to ponder. It's really, really important for us to be able to be in real, intimate, vulnerable, and deep connections once we have mastered our relationship with ourselves. When we've restored communication between our mind and body and spirit, we can then come in as genuinely as possible into relationships with others, so that our words correspond to our actions and people know exactly what they're getting when they're in relationship with us. That if we say yes, it really is a full body yes. And if we say no, it's a clear no. We don't say yes and then show up, grumpy and in resentment, because that's not real help either. So just really, really learn to discern where you end and other people begin, and understand that you are responsible for yourself, for your feelings in terms of feelings. Of course, if you're grown up and you have children, you're responsible for other human beings, but everybody's feelings are their own, and so are yours. I invite you to join me for the masterclass that I'm organizing on the 12th of April, where I talk about how to remain safe in relationships after an argument. And I talk all about this and what does it mean to be sovereign, and what does it mean to be safe in our bodies and in our lives, and how we can create relationships with others from that perspective of inner safety and not needing anything from them. No agenda particularly. All right, everyone. I hope to see you there. Bye-bye.